we have Mitch talking about what's new in iOS 16. Now that we've all had iOS 16 for a month or two, I feel like this is a good time, or we feel this is a good time to revisit it. Mitch has been using it for a while now, so he's going to be able to share some of his favorite features and probably some features that you didn't know about, including me. He kind of gave me a brief presentation last week of what he's going to be talking about, and I had to go back and re-record one of my videos because of it. But I think I know. I don't mean to be, I think I know a lot. I try to train people on this stuff on a regular basis, and it's just like, oh, I forgot about that. So I think this is going to be very informative. So with that, Mitch, it is all yours.
Okay, thank you. And it is easy to overlook something because there were well over 100 changes in iOS 16. This is going to be very much a live demo presentation on my iPhone. And so let me share my iPhone. Okay. There we go. Now, so today what I'm going to do is go over favorite features, the ones I thought were most popular in all the videos, and talking to people and using this. And Dan mentioned I've been on it for a while. I was on it when the first beta was released in the first or second week of June. So I lived through all the snakes in the swamp that you do when you're on those betas, and I'm still on the beta right now, but it's pretty clean. And then if we have time, we're going to go over. So we'll go over favorite features first, and then settings to consider changing. Now, if we might not have time to get over all this, and it's a lot of material. So if I don't have time to get over all of it, yesterday on that discussion board that Dan mentioned, I posted links to 3 YouTube videos that are excellent. They're not too long. The first one and the third one are by Brandon Butch, who is one of my favorites. And the middle one, I forgot who that's by, but it is excellent. And it goes over all the photo settings and how to use the camera and so on the 14 and the 14 Plus. So if we don't get over everything, even if we do, you might want to view these videos. So with that, here are the features that I'm going to want to go over. And I'm not going to go over the list right here. I'm just going to start right in with the custom lock screen, and because that is one of the big changes this year that everybody talks about. So here's my custom lock screen, the one I'm using, and you'll see I have the date up here and the time. I have the calendar, I have the dial, indicates I'm on a Zoom meeting. And here's your camera and flashlight, which is the same as last year. Now, to change this, you hard press on it, which I'm doing now. And then here are all the ones that I have already set up. And you can set up literally, I don't know, somebody said 200 or 300. But here are the ones that I've set up. Here's one that I have. It's the only one I have a focus on, and it's sleep right here. So at night, when I go into sleep mode, and I do wear my watch to that every night, and that's helped me with getting my sleep squared away. This is what I get. And so it's customized for sleeping. Here's a neat looking one. I found this wallpaper somewhere. Here's another one of some photos. And then I'm going to go into how you set these up real quickly. So you go way over to where you see this plus, and you hit on the plus. And then there are all kinds of pre-wallpapers set up that you can choose. Okay, there's emoji ones, there's colored ones, and so on. So we'll just pick one. We'll pick the Earth one. And then you'll notice at the bottom, it says that there's some dots there. So If you go over, there's the moon you can select, close up of the moon, the solar system, or a far away shot. And you'll notice this little green dot, that's Hurricane Central. That's where I am right now. And again, it shows on this view. So we'll keep this view for right now. And then you'll notice that these are lit up here. So if you want to change, I'm going to start at the top, the date. If I touch on that, okay, these are all the widgets that I can change it to. Now I like the date. I was just watching a video. I watch these things all the time. I was watching one this morning and they said, you know, you can set that to a different time zone, which you can do. If you press on it, you can go to a different time zone. Some people might want to do that, but there are all kinds of things that you could put up there. I just like this to be the date and the time. Okay. Now then, this one, so we're done with that one. If we go to this one, you can select various fonts. This one's a nice one. This one's, I like this one a lot. This one's pretty good. Let's stick with this one. And then you can change the color if I want to. Let's go to that. That's nice and bright. And then at the bottom, there's a scale that you can move to make that more intense. I don't want it too intense, but want it to show up well. So I'll leave it right there. Okay, and now I'm done with that one. Now there's add widgets. So if I touch on add widgets, here are all the widgets that you can add, and there are third-party widgets, and there'll be more and more of these that they're going to allow developers to use. So here are some right now, and but to just keep this simple, I'll add the calendar, okay, and then I'll add I'll add the weather, and I'll add my AirPods battery indicator, and then I'm done. If you want to change these, you would just go up and minus out of this. Let's say I want to put the whoops. See, it says, oh, you got to remove something. So okay, I'll remove. I forgot to remove this one. Okay, now put the Dow up there. And now I'm happy with that. Again, there are a lot of other ones that I could have chose from down here. So we'll get out of there. And now we're going to add this. So you got to hit add when you're done. And I'll say, do you want this to be your wallpaper as well as your screen? Or do you want to customize the screen? So if you hit customize the screen, it'll say, what do you want to put there? I can just put, well, I want a color, and if you can choose any kind of color you want, or you can choose a photo. But I'm just gonna, I'll choose a photo real quick. So I'll just choose, let's go in and just choose, I'll choose the alligator. Okay, so good. We got him chosen. Okay, now we're done. Okay, so now I've got the alligator as my screen. Now I'm done. And we can go to that. And now when I go to my home screen, there's the alligator in the background on every page. Okay. So now there's one more trick I want to show you on this. So let me again go to the home screen. And I'm spending a lot of time on this. We won't spend that much time on a lot of these other things. But if you go to add, one of the neat things I found in one of the videos I was reviewing was this photo shuffle right up here. So if you touch on that, it'll automatically select 5 photos for you. You can select cities, nature, pets, or whatever. You can select the frequency of the shuffle. You can do that from another page. Or the one you want to do, or the one I want to do, is select manually. Okay. So if I go in and select manually, and I'll go to my favorites, and I'll just choose, okay, this one, this one, this one, this one. Let's choose this one. A couple of these other ones. Okay. There. Now I've got 8 photos selected. You can select up to 50. 50. Now hit add. And I'm not going to add any widgets right now. I'm just going to hit add. Okay, and I'm done. I'm going to say done. Now, I forgot one thing. So let me go back in here again. And hit customize. Okay, now what I want to do is over here, right here at the bottom, here, this indicates that I've got a bunch of photos or screensavers over here. So what I want to do is hit over here, and this is how often I want them to show. Well, I'm going to put on tap. Okay, now I'm going to hit done. It's saving it, and now I'm done. Now when I touch on it, they change. And I think that's a pretty neat feature. So I'm finished with this, and it's a big feature. So if there are any questions now, Theta, on this, I'll take them.
I don't see any. Does anyone? Well, actually, someone did ask, but they figured it out. How do you change the font on the screen? Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Well, yeah, we went over that. Okay. So the next thing I want to talk about is searching text in photos, which is actually a new feature. So I'm going to go to photos, and let me go back to photos. Photos, get out of here, and my library, and I'm going to hit search, and I'm going to search for messages. Now, what this shows is that there are 238 photos with messages in one form or another. There are 33 that the word messages appears in, and there are 205 that are just text messages. Okay, but let's go into here, and I want to just show you this. This is all new. So let's go into a few of these slides. So if I go here, and you'll see it highlights, there's message right there. Go to the next one. Okay, the next one. There's, where is it highlighting the messages? Yeah, I missed it on that one, but let me go to the next one. Okay, there's messages right there, highlights it. And so that's how that works. And that's a new feature in photos. Okay, so let me get out of here and go to copy paste. I wanted to show this real quickly. There's one change that is nice. So I'm going to take a snapshot, and I'm going to go up here, and I'll hit done. And now this is new, copy and delete. So if you hit this, it saves the copy where you can copy it to a text message or an email or wherever you want to put it. And then you can also delete it at the same time. And that's new. And that's something that a lot of people have said they like. I'm going to delete this and go to the next thing. Editing unsent text messages. This is really a neat feature, and it's been wanted for a long time. They've had it on the dark side for quite a while with Androids. But let's go in here, and I'm going to show you how this works. So I'm going to go to Jeff. Jeff and I send a lot of things, and I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to just dictate a little bit of a message to him. Hello, Jeff. How are you doing today? I'm doing the meeting right now. Send that. Now, what I have 2 minutes to go like this and hit unsend. Second item down, unsend. Poof, it's gone. Now, it only unsends it if they have iOS 16. Does not unsend it with older iOSs, but in a few months from now, probably 90 or 95% of the people out there that have an iPhone will have iOS 16. So this is a great new feature. Now, the other one is to edit a message. Let me do that. Hello, Jeff. How are you doing today? Now, yeah, I'm actually going to cancel that. You see, it just keeps on dictating. I want to send one. I'll send it to, oops, I got to get out of here. Okay, we'll send it to Sheeta. Okay. Hello, Sheeta. It's good to see you today. Now I'm going to send that. And now I'm going to say, oh, edit. The meeting seems to be going rather well, although it's rather quiet. Now I can send that and she will get that and it will say edited. And whoever gets the message that says edited, if you hit edited, they'll be able to see what the original message showed. And so again, that is a really neat feature. I'm sure you got that text, didn't you, Sheeta?
I did, and I can verify that. So, but that's funny that if your message was not nice, you can't unsend that. So, okay, good.
Well, I can. You can unsend it now. Let me do one more, and I'll unsend it. I'm just curious if what you will see.
Yeah,
So
I was
let me do
just
that.
talking about the edits because the edits still show.
I know the edit. Yeah,
yes.
the edit. If you said something bad, it's too bad.
Okay.
Now, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but you have up to 2 minutes to unsend a message. 2 minutes to unsend. You can edit for up to 15 minutes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now let's go to email, which has similar features. So I want to go to email. And in my email, my iCloud email, I have 2 drafts that I set up before this meeting. So I'm going to go to those and I'm going to pull up this first one, which is to me. Now, if I hold this button down, that arrow down, it says send it now, send it tonight, or send it later. If you hit the later, it'll give you dates, times, and so on when you might want to send it. I'll cancel that out. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this to myself. So when I send it, okay, now at the bottom, it says unsend message. I have 30 seconds to unsend it. So I'll unsend it and hit cancel. And now it has not been sent. And actually the person did not receive it. So as long as you hit that unsend button before it disappears, what happens is I have mine set to 30 seconds and I'll show you how to do that in a little while. The default is 10 seconds. You can change it to 20 or 30. And most people want to have it at 30 seconds. It actually waits 30 seconds to send the email. So it really never leaves your device for 30 seconds if you have it set that way. Let me see. Then they've improved the search quite a bit. I'm not going to go over that, but they've improved the search quite a bit in email. And also, if I look here, and I'm going to pull up an email, and I can go like this, and I can go to read this, mark it as unread, or I can do remind me, and then set a time. That's new. So if you got an email and you want to remind yourself to go back to it later, that is a nice feature. You go here. Let's see. here. Yeah, now it's showing as unread. So those are the bigger changes in email. Now, dictation and the keyboard. I want to spend a brief minute going over that. I'm not the best typer, so but we'll try this out. So here I'm in the notes area and I want to start dictating a note. Boy, it's a really nice day down here in Florida. The temperature is about 84 degrees, but there is a lot of debris on the sides of almost all the roads from the hurricane. Lots of people lost furniture and trees, period. Now then, I can start, it'll just keep on recording when I'm talking, but now then I can start typing. So I'm going to type my usual fast typing. Okay, if you can interpret this, you are a genius. Okay, now when I stop doing that, it'll pick up right to the recording again. And if I start typing again, it'll go right into that and then it'll pick right up to the recording. So I'm going to hit the microphone. I'm done. And that is a really neat feature. It's one that I don't use too much because I dictate everything. But it is nice to be able to go back when that dictation's on and correct something that Siri did not pick up properly and then go right back into dictating what you're doing. So that's a neat new feature. And it's gotten rave reviews. So I'm going to hit done here and we'll get out of this. Okay, now grabbing a text from an image. So let's go into the photos area again and I'll go an image. In my favorites area. We'll go right here. This is my granddaughter. And we'll just pick her, we'll just hold my finger on her. And now I can just go like this and go to another app and drop her right in. Or I can go like this and copy also, which I find more convenient. And then go to a note and we'll go to the shortcut for notes, which is new. It's down here for a quick note. And we'll go here and paste her right in. Okay. And that is really slick. We'll cancel that and delete the quick note. Now, the dynamic island. Okay. Unfortunately, the dynamic island, you cannot see up here when you're doing a YouTube, but it is there. But as soon as I put something in it, you'll be able to see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here. I'm going to put a clock in there. Okay, so now I'm going to go back here and you can see here's the clock, here's the time going down. Now if you hard press on that, this will come up and it'll expand. If you're doing music and hard press, the volume and so on will come up. I can stop it right here. I can quit it right here. Or I can just touch the screen and go back to this view. Now, if I just tap on it, light tap, it takes me to the app. Okay. You can have up to 2 items in the dynamic window. I can't put any music up there because it would be a copyright deal and I don't think it would play on Zoom anyhow, but you can have up to 2 items up there. And that's how that works. We get out of it. As soon as I get out of it, again, it appears real quick and then it's gone. Now it's on my screen, but you can't see it. Any questions on that or any of the other things that I went over?
Yes, but they've primarily been answered in the chat, so you can go ahead.
Okay, good. So on maps, I'm not going to go, well, I'll show you where this is if I can find it. I don't use this feature, but on the maps, if I go, okay, I'm going to go to this place right here. I'm going to drive and then, oops, and I go and, now there's a place in here. I'm not sure exactly where it is. I don't use it, but you can put in, you can put in stops.
There it is, right there.
Oh yeah, add stops. Okay, so add stops, and you would put in what you want to stop at, and it would waymark it on the trip, and so you'd know where to stop. Okay, so let's get out of here. Let's end this trip and go back to here. The health app, we have medication tracking now, and let me go into that real quickly. So if you go into the health app, it's right here. I keep it sort of with all my watch stuff. But if I go into there and you go into the browse area, you will see medications. Now, when I tap on medications, it goes over some instructions and it has add medications. And then you can search and add medications. And it also, if you have in your health records, which I do, you have your medications listed, it will give you that list, which is right there. I don't want to go over that, but, or it'll allow you to take a picture of the prescription. It'll allow you to choose the shape of the pill. You can schedule when you're taking it. And it's really quite nice. And if you're taking it more than once a day, we did figure that out in one of the prior meetings that you can schedule it for more than once a day. I don't use this. And the reason I don't use it is because I take medications twice a day and I put them in a cup at night. And one I take at night and 1 cup of pills I take in the morning. It's very simple. And so I don't have a lot to monitor there. But I think for some people, that'll be very helpful. Yes.
I just want to interject because we have an international crowd. That list, when you type in a medication, doesn't always, it's only for a few select countries right now. So if you're in another country, you'll have to type in the medication manually. I just wanted to, so there's not that expectation. Thanks.
Oh, great. All right. I appreciate that comment. Didn't know that. Okay. Now, also the fitness app is on the iPhone, whether you have a watch or not. So the fitness app looks like this, and this is mine on the watch. And so I don't have the regular app because it's already in the watch area, but you can get that right on your phone if you do not have a watch. Wanted to mention that. iCloud sharing of the photos. That's a new feature that a lot of people like. I haven't tried it yet, but I'll show you where it is. You go into settings, go up here to the top where my name is, go to iCloud, go to photos, and then you go to share photo library. And if I go and hit on that, it'll say, give me some things, and you can read more about it. And it'll say, get started. And it'll say, hey, if you do this, the shared library will not be available to mirror on your TV or on in your den TV and so on. And I'll say get started, and then you can select what photos you want to have in this shared library and what ones you don't want to have. And there's also a way when you take pictures, whether you can push right away whether you want to include it in the shared library. So for a lot of people, I think that this will be handy. I'm just not finding, I'm not using it yet. Not that I won't, but it is brand new.
Is there
Yes.
is there a iCloud requirement? Will you need to upgrade to more space once you do this?
I don't think so, because I don't know the answer to that. I don't think so. The
Okay.
reason I don't think so is because they don't count photos in your iCloud storage.
Okay.
I don't believe.
Okay.
So I'm going to say probably not, but that's something that if you Google, you'll find out.
Okay.
And I'm sorry,
answer?
I'm sorry, I don't have 100% answer on that.
Oh, that's quite all right. That's quite all right. Can you answer a couple of questions right now?
Sure, surely.
Okay, we're going to start in the reverse order. Lawrence Decker, can you please unmute yourself and ask your question?
Sorry, spacebar didn't work.
Okay.
When you were in Maps, and I'm not sure whether this was available prior to iOS 16, the Share ETA feature. Could you demo that?
It's something I never used, but yeah, I'll show you that. It's okay. So if I go to here, okay, and where did you see that? Okay, hit go, and
Here,
it's
there's a
saying
button, right?
share ETE. Now that would be who I want to share it with.
Yes.
Go
So
ahead.
then
Go
I
ahead
would
and
just pick the person.
share it with me. Let me see what I get.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
I use this
Good.
on a daily basis with my wife, Beth, and basically what she will get is an ETA update of when I'm going to arrive. And she uses it with me, so I can see when she's going to arrive, if she's coming from her in-laws. And if there is traffic or whatever, you'll get I will get an update saying that it's going to be delayed. And then it also sends out another message just before they arrive. So it kind of gives you a little bit of an update. It's not too much, but it's just enough. And of course, you can always go and track them. So
Okay. Now, I
Great.
don't
That's
know.
great to know.
Now, I don't know if there's a notification that I had to have set before you sent that, because that did not show up until after I opened the Maps app. What's your experience, Dan? So I did not get a notification that you sent that to me.
I think the way that it works is it doesn't actually send the notification until you leave. So
Okay.
what Mitch would have
Okay.
to do is leave, and then you would get that notification.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Good. Good to
Even though I
know.
said start the route, that doesn't trigger it. I actually have to leave.
Correct.
Mhm.
It's an
All right.
awesome feature for people that travel, and like I say, with Beth, when she goes somewhere, visits her parents or whatever, it's a great feature. It is not an iOS 16 feature, but it is a great feature.
Thank you.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Next
and
question.
Bob Stacy is confirming that. Bob, can you unmute yourself quickly and comment?
Hi, yeah, I do it every day with my wife, and it doesn't start working until I'm moving. And then she just gets a notification, I'll be home at 6:10 or whatever. So it's very
Wonderful.
simple. It works every time.
All right, wonderful.
Great.
Thank you, Bob. All
You're
right.
welcome.
Okay, Mitch, you have a question from Marcia. Marcia, can you please unmute yourself and ask your question?
Hi, Marcia.
Okay.
Marcia Khan?
Hi, I'm sorry.
No problem.
Couldn't find the unmute button. The pictures that you copy, can you change the background color?
The pictures that you copy.
Yeah, in other words, if you if you go into your photos and you hold, you get a copy of
Select the photo.
picture to share.
Yeah.
That
I
sounds
think the only way you could do that is with a photo, some kind of a photo editor, but I'm gonna ask somebody else to weigh in on that.
right. I would think from your question, Marcia, is that you would have to have a photo editor or use a photo editor to edit the photo first.
Right.
Okay, because I don't think you could directly do that just because it's copied sort of doesn't follow into your solution or what you're looking to do. Okay. All right. Wonderful. And thank you for your question. And on the same vein, Linda, you had a question about copying that photo. Do you want to unmute yourself and see if Mitch will help you out?
Yes, Mitch, I miss.
Hi, Linda.
Hello. I miss the your beautiful granddaughter. How did you select her from the background? What was the step I missed there? That just blew me.
Okay, let me go in here. Here's her picture. We'll do her again, just because that one popped up. You can do it with anybody. But I'm going to hold my finger on her. Okay. And when I hold my finger on her, you see, I can move her around, and I can, if I want, I can swipe up from the bottom and then put her in, I can open up an email and start a new email and then just drop her right in. Okay.
Gotcha.
Now, I think that's the hard way to do it, because the way I like to do it again is to hold her down and then wait for this copy to come up and just copy it and then drop it into wherever I'm going.
I did not know
Okay.
that at all. I like that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's nice. That copy thing, you got to hit it a second time, I think, for that to come up. There you go. It's right there. And you can hit share, and if I hit share, then I can just text that or send it any different way.
Huh. Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, good
Thanks.
enough. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
Next.
so what you didn't mention is that, or maybe you did and I missed it. As you tap that, it outlines what it's going to pick up. And
Yes.
and right now I'm picking up like 3 people plus a dish of food, and it's outlining, highlighting, animating everything that it's about to pick up for you. And once you tap it to pick it up, then it allows you to copy share. So that's a really pretty cool feature. So it really has a lot of intelligence in knowing who are the subjects of that picture.
Yes, it does. And it will also pick up, let me just see. I had one here.
It doesn't work on all photos though.
Which ones doesn't it work on, Dan?
You need to, it needs to have a clear subject.
Oh yeah, clear subject.
Background and foreground. Pretty simple.
I actually disagree with that, because I just picked up 3 people who actually blend into the background really well. There's a whole thing, a lot of stuff going on, and it doesn't have to be such a stark difference. So just try it on your photo.
Here's one that's got a lot of people. Let's try this one.
See?
Yeah, and okay, let's try that again. Yeah, just picking up the people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That is really cool.
The other thing that it does do, though, is like, here's my dog, and you see the leash. Now, when I hit him and move him around, it picks up the leash that's on his back. I mean, it can't take that out. So in that case, it does pick up part of his leash. Okay. Okay, next question. I need to move on. If not,
go ahead and move on.
Okay. I want to mention the translation app has gotten camera mode now, and that is really neat. So let me just get out of here. So here's the camera mode. And I'm going to take a picture of this of my stuff here. Okay, and there it is. And this is my notes that I'm cheating from, and it's already translated it into Spanish. If I hit here, it will bring it back. If I hit here, it'll bring it back to English. So that's going to be really neat for people traveling, or you're in another country and you got a menu you have to read. You can just pull up the translate, take a picture of it, and it will translate it into English or whatever language you want it to be in. I mean, there are limitations on the number of languages right now, but there are quite a few. So I just wanted to quickly point that out. Okay, then the other one that people are really excited about is the Apple Watch mirroring. So I'm going to show that. And that is in accessibility. Yeah, accessibility. And we'll go down to Apple Watch mirroring right here. And when I hit that and turn it on, you're going to see my new Apple Watch Ultra. Okay. Says that it's the Ultra. It shows the bigger sides. And if I change the screen, it shows that. If I start editing something, it'll show that. So this is really, if I go here and show my app list, it'll show that. So this will be really neat to share what you're doing with someone on your watch, or to do presentations on the watch. So this is a great new addition of AirPlay mirroring for the watch. Okay. Now, I want to talk about live text. We know we can pull up live text in photos. You can also, and I'm not going to demonstrate this, but you can also pick up live text in videos now. And what you have to do is, when you're playing the video, you stop the video where you see a sign or something that you want to pick up the text, and it will do that. And it will also convert measurements from a photo or from a sign, not from the screen on your phone. So let me show that real quick. Let me show that real quick here. Go to my albums. And I've got a screenshot that I took. Okay, so I'm going to hold my finger on 83 degrees. And this menu pops up, the conversion menu. And that's pretty slick.
Mm-hmm.
Then if I hold my hand here on the high of 87, again, it'll allow you to convert that. So this is a new feature, and I think it's a pretty nice feature. I don't know how often I'll use it, but it is very nice.
Can you select one of those? Go ahead and please select one. Let's see what it does.
Oh, sure. Convert to Celsius.
Cool. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, that's all of the key features that I wanted to go over, but now what I want to spend some time doing, unless we have more questions right now, I want to spend some time on things you should consider changing. And I don't know if I'll be able to get through all these, but those videos that I posted will help you with this stuff. So the first thing is the battery percent. You can see the battery percent is back. A lot of people wanted that back, and it's very easy to turn that on. You just go to settings and you go to the battery area, and it's on. If I turn it off, it will go away. Well, I thought it would go away, but it's not going away. It must be because I'm in Zoom. But let's go back to battery out, because I want it on anyhow. and battery percent. There we go. That's how you turn that on. And it's been criticized because it's so small. Some people can't read it. They did fix it so that initially when this came out in beta, this battery would just be the same size all the time. And now if you're at 50%, it'll say 50%, but only half of this will be lit up. So it does move down to show you physically what's happening with the battery. Okay, now disabling the side button to end calls. I don't know about you, but when I was on calls, occasionally I would hit the side button over here on the phone and it'll automatically terminate the call. So in iOS 16, you can go to accessibility and go to touch, and then you can go to prevent lock to end calls. So this will prevent the side button from ending a call. And so if you've been having problems with that, this is where to turn that feature off so that you're not ending calls accidentally. Okay, now haptic keyboard. Everybody's been wanting the haptic keyboard, and that is in settings, sounds, and haptic. So settings, and then sounds and haptic, and we'll go down to sounds and right here, keyboard feedback, and you can have a sound or you can just have the haptic. I just have the haptic on right now. They do say that this does drain battery life, but I don't type that much, so I just turned it on and left it on. I do most of mine, as I mentioned earlier, with dictation. Okay, now let's talk about, I want to talk about notifications. There's 3 ways that you can see notifications on the lock screen. Unfortunately, in Zoom, it's not gonna, I've got my notifications blocked, so I can't show you what they look like, but I can show you where to check out different ways to do that. So if you go into settings and go into notifications, right here, notifications, and it'll show you the clean way I like is the count. So if I have 10 new notifications, there would be a 10 right here. Once I look at them, the 10 disappears. And then it would only show the next new ones that come in. Now they'll be there if I swipe up, but the count won't be there. You can have a stack, and you can also have the old list view. Okay, so there's 3 ways you can set that up. I think this way is the cleanest, but a lot of people like this older way. Some people like the stack. It's whatever you want. Okay, now let's go to auto verification on participating websites, and that's the CAPTCHA. I want to show that, and probably a lot of people are saying, what's a CAPTCHA? Well, I had to actually look it up. I knew what it was, but I had to look it up. And it's when you open a website and it's got type in these funny looking characters that you can hardly read. Or it shows you 12 pictures and it says, pick out the fire plugs. That's what they're talking about. And it verifies that you are a human being. So what they did is in here and in privacy and security, you go to the bottom and you turn on automatic verification, bypass CAPTCHAs in apps and on websites by allowing iCloud to automatically and privately verify your device and account. So that is a really neat feature. Unfortunately, it's not available on many websites yet, but they've made it available on the key software developers of websites. So I imagine a lot of websites are eventually going to build this feature in. So I'd suggest you turn that on.
Where is that setting, Mitch? I'm sorry. Show that again.
Okay, you go to yourself at the top right here
Mm-hmm.
and go to privacy and security and go all the way to the bottom. Right here. Got it?
Password and security. Okay. All right.
I'm sorry, password and security. My dyslexia again. Okay.
Thank you, Mitch.
All right. Now, home screen. Oh, well, we got to talk about this because I know this is Sheeta's favorite, and I gave her this hint, and she was just ready to come across the screen, I think, and give me a hug.
Absolutely.
With the new iOS, the screen search appears automatically. So you touch on that, and the screen search comes up. Okay. And a lot of people think, oh, that's just great. Well, I like just putting my finger right here where I used to and just pulling down there. And that's how I search. I don't need this at the bottom. If you have it at the bottom, though, and you swipe your finger right in this area, it will change the pages. As soon as it changes, it comes back to search again. Okay. But again, on any page, I can just pull down from the middle and get to the search. So if you find that aggravating, as Sheeta did, you can go to the home screen in settings. Okay, there is a home screen, and you can turn off search on home screen, which I like off. So I just turned it off for this presentation. And then when I go back out here, it's gone. And it's back to the old way it was. If I want to search, I put my hand in the middle of the screen and just pull down.
Absolutely. Okay. And if you like that feature as much as I do, let's give Mitch a thumbs up in the participants list. Thank you, Mitch. I love that.
I know when I mentioned that when we were going over this last week, you were jumping up and down.
Yes, I was. You got a lot of you got at least 10 thumbs up already. 12, 13. It's going up. So, okay, so I was not great. The only one who did not like that. All right, go ahead, Mitch. Yeah. All yours.
Okay, I want to mention this. I can, let's see where we're at on time. I'm not going to go over this, but you can limit location tracking, and you could do that in prior iOS versions. It's in settings, privacy and security, location services, and you go all the way to the bottom to system services, and you can turn off location tracking. And what I don't like about it is this is the feature. If it's on, it'll pop up and it'll say, you're 10 minutes from home. In 20 minutes, you'll arrive at Costco. In 30 minutes, you'll arrive at work. And that used to just drive me crazy. And it was tracking everywhere I was going. So that's where to turn that off. Again, it's in settings, privacy and security, location services, and all the way at the bottom, system services, and you would turn that feature off. Now, the other one, and this is the one that I caught Dan on, he said, oh, I'm gonna have to go back and redo my video. And that's in the weather app. And they've really enhanced this weather app. They bought Dark Sky, and they virtually almost everything that's in Dark Sky is now in the Apple weather app and more. This is really a great app. I use it all the time. But there's a hidden feature. So I'm going to go in there and show it to you. So I'm going to tap on it and open it up. And here's Naples. Now, what I'm going to do is there's other things down here that you can look at. There's all kinds of information. But what I want to do is these 3 lines right at the bottom. You want to tap on those. Okay. And then here are all the locations that I happen to be following, okay? So if I go to these three dots at the top, right here, and tap on those, you'll notice there are notifications, and I'm going to tap on notifications right here. And then it says severe weather and hourly precipitation indicator. And I have that turned on for Naples. Okay. I have it turned on for Cincinnati. That's where a couple of my grandkids live. And I have it turned off for all the other cities. But you can turn it on, like if I want to turn it on for Grand Rapids, where I have other relatives, I can turn it on there. And every time that it's going to rain or there's going to be a severe weather notification at those three locations, I will get an alert. So that's how that works. It's a hidden feature and it's really quite handy. Okay. Remove duplicate photos. I want to go over that quickly. So I'm going to go into photos, and where this is on the phone, it's in different places on different devices, but on the phone. So if you want to find it on the iPad or on the Mac, just Google it and it'll tell you where to find duplicate photos. But here it's in albums, and you go to albums and you scroll all the way down. And when you do that, you'll notice that it says I have 11 duplicate photos. I have, here's where you would have hidden photos, and the lock is my Face ID. You can change it to something else, but I don't have any hidden photos. And then duplicates, it will keep your duplicates. I think that was there before, for 30 days. 30 days, it'll keep photos that you have, not duplicates, deleted. Photos that you have deleted. So if you want to recover them, you can. Now, let me go into the duplicate photos, and I have 11 of them, and it will save the one with the highest resolution. Okay. Now, this is a little problematic because if this photo, it's going to save this one. If this photo is in an album, it'll delete it from that album, and it will not put the high resolution one in the album. Okay. So that is what's a little problematic. So, and it doesn't really tell you where this is located easily. But if you want to merge them, you can do them one at a time. Merge this one. I'll hit on merge. Okay. And it will say what it does, and I'll hit merge the two and they disappear. Okay. Here's my watch. I just took a couple duplicate pictures of it. Those are the same. So we can hit merge on those. Merge exact copies. Okay. It tells me that they're exact copies. Now, I put 3 in here. If you had 10, it would show 10, but I took 3 duplicates of my lovely dog, and I can merge those. Or you can, I wanted to show you this, you can at the top select, I can select all, and then I can merge 5 at the bottom. Okay, so merge 5, merge 5. Okay. That's how that works. Now, I also want to talk about contacts. So I have to go into my contacts, not the, and search for them. Oops. Be nice to do it right. Contacts. Okay, and it says, if I go back here. Okay, now if I go on yours, if the first time you do this, it will show you the contacts that are duplicated right at the top. And I made one up. And then I hit cancel. And when you hit cancel, it puts it at the bottom. So if you don't see them at the top, they might be at the bottom. It says 1 duplicate found. Okay. And previously ignored is what I did. Okay. So if I go here, it shows this guy, he's an old friend, and I can hit merge. And it will merge these two, which I'm going to do. Okay, merge. Okay, and we'll merge all the information together. Okay. Now, I want to show you one other thing in context that it's a really great improvement. Let me go up here to the top and go to, I got to go to one that I want to get rid of. So let me go to, let me go to, I gotta find one. All these people I know. Well, I do the Bonefish Grill. I can always put them back in. So normally you'd pull it up like this, and then you hit edit and go down here to hit delete. Okay. Well, you don't have to do that anymore. There's an easy way to do it. So if I go here and hold on this, it'll come up and you just delete right there. I don't think I am going to delete it, but that's new, and that's really a great feature. You don't have to go through all those steps to delete a contact. Okay. So let me talk about, I did the screenshot. Protect email privacy. This is very important. It's in settings, mail, privacy protection. Okay, so let's go to settings, go to mail, and privacy protection. Privacy protection right here. And you just want to turn that on. And what this does is it protects, it hides your IP address from loading and remote contact, and it keeps your information private. You can open an email and it will not allow them to see that you opened it or to see any of your information. So this is something that is really good to have turned on. It'll help with your mail privacy. Okay, focus status, I'm gonna not go over right now, but you can do focus status in the, here it is, focus, and you can do different statuses for different screens and so on. Now,
Mitch, you have a quick question from Lynn Brophy. Lynn, can you please unmute yourself and ask your question?
Sure, thank you. I didn't catch. Hi, how are you? I didn't catch how you got to the contact duplicates.
Okay. Well, I already deleted them, but how you get there is you bring up your contacts. You have to bring up the contacts app, not the contacts on your phone. Okay. Contacts app, and then let me go in. Let me.
Where is the contact app?
Search for it.
Oh, I
search
see.
for it. Just search for it. It looks like this right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've
and
got
when
it.
you open that up and you hit on your top one, all of my contacts are in iCloud, and your duplicate should appear right here.
Yeah, they did. I have 12.
Okay. And so you can look at each one and decide whether you want to merge them or what you want to do.
Okay.
If you hit ignore, they're going to be down at the complete bottom, and you'll think, oh, I don't have any, but they're at the bottom.
Right. Thank you for
okay.
explaining that. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Lynn.
Okay.
All right. All yours, Mitch.
Okay. Good. Couple more items. I want to go into the camera real quick. in settings. So in the camera, come on, camera. Okay, camera in settings. There are a couple things that you need to do, particularly if you have an iPhone 14 Pro or 13 Pro too. And that is the format area right at the top. You need to turn on, if you want to use raw photos, you need to have this on. Now, if you have it on, you still have the option to not take the photo in raw, but you will have the option to take it in raw if you want to. You also, if you want to take advantage of the 48 megahertz or megapixels lens in the one zoom only, this has to be turned on. Otherwise, if you turn it off, it'll just be 12. And they talk about the size difference. They're huge pictures, so you don't want to take a lot of raw pictures that you don't necessarily want to have that kind of quality for editing. Okay, so that's an important thing to know about. And also in the camera area, this micro control, you want to turn that on, and that will show the micro activity in the lens that you can turn on and off. Otherwise, it does it automatically and it can screw up your photos. Okay. Now, so let me go to the camera. So you'll notice here's the raw. If I turn now, and here is the one I like, which is the automatic couple seconds before and a couple seconds after. A lot
Live
of professional people, yeah,
live
photos, and a lot of professional people don't like that, but I do. I take all mine that way, except if I take a raw one, that turns that off automatically. Okay. Now, let's turn that back on, and this arrow will show you other options down here at the bottom. So, okay, here's the flash, here's the night mode, here's that live photo area. What's this one, Sheeta? Do you remember?
Where are you? I do.
At the bottom.
Multiple exposure.
Multiple exposure.
Multiple exposure.
No, I
okay.
think that's scenes, photographic scenes.
No tip on it. Because I have a 12, so I don't have that showing up on my camera.
Oh, that shows the different contrast you can have. I have mine on warm contrast. You can set it to standard. You can set it to vibrant. Okay. I have mine on warm, and it will stay on warm because that's what I've set it at. So that's what that is. Okay. Then you have portrait mode. Let me see. Let me go down at the bottom. You have the couple other items down there. But the real thing I wanted to show you was that raw deal right there. Okay. Now, I know I only got a few more minutes, so let me go over the always on display.
You have 1 minute.
Okay. I show that I have more than that.
You have 1 minute. Mitch.
Okay. The always on display eats up battery life. I just watched a new video on it today. It'll eat up at least 1% an hour. I don't choose to have it on. So if you don't want it on, where you turn it off is in settings. Display and brightness. And right here, that's where you can turn that off. And I have it turned off. Just ate up too much battery life. And I got through everything except a couple items. So we did pretty good.
Wonderful. Okay, Mitch, thank you so much. Do we have any last questions for Mitch? If you have a question, please raise your hand. Okay, it looks like you did such a wonderful job. I definitely you did, Mitch. You did a wonderful job. Thank you so much. I definitely advise that you take a look at this video after it's posted. And with that, we're going to start our wrap up. So Dan, all yours. Dan, we can't hear you. You're
There
muted.
we go. Yep. How's
Uh-huh.
that?
Okay, let me unshare. There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mitch. That was great. As you can see, there is a lot with iOS 16 and, a lot of actually really nice features. And Mitch did a nice job of covering some of those. So thank you, Mitch, for that. Where should I get my thing? So thanks, Mitch. If everyone could applaud and thumbs up and thank Mitch, unmute yourself, that'd be great. Speaking of next week, we have Mike Kwasniak, and I'm a photography hobbyist, I call it. I wouldn't say amateur, but I love photography. And he's going to be talking about how he went on a holiday vacation for us Americans. And he's going to be talking about how he went on a holiday without all of his camera stuff and basically used his iPhone. And he uses a third-party app, Halid. It's not an expensive app, and it is extremely powerful. It's an app that I also use. If you like photography and want to see what you can do with the iPhone, it's incredible. It truly is incredible. Join us next week. I think this is going to be a really good session. So thank you, Mitch. And next week, we're going to have Mike. And on that note, thank you for your support, and let your friends and family know about InMud and see if we can help them as well.